going on, everybody? It's Alex and Trev from Alex's Vlog, and today we're going to be going over a little bit more in depth of how to become a Massachusetts police officer, both civil service and non-civil service. Today I'm with Trevor. Trevor's a police officer in the state of Massachusetts. Nice to see you again, bud.
What's up?
So the last video we had about 12,000 views.
Hey.
And a lot of people actually reached out, right? So there was two questions that I'm gonna go over a little bit. But we're going to be going over all that information for them during this vlog. One of them is from Bon Bon. And he said, hey, I'm 20 years old. I've decided not to go to college, but always wanted to become a town cop in Mass. Where do I start? How do I start the process of getting out there? Do you need college or military experience? So walk us through step by step of a civil service exam, and I'm going to walk them through non-civil service.
Alright, so civil service, first off, you gotta go to the civil service website. Once you go on the website, you have to register, make an account, and then sign up for the police officer test. Once the test comes out, you go there, you take the test, and you pretty much wait for residency to come out, right?
Yeah. Do I have to go in a suit and tie?
No. You can go like this. Go regular formal wear.
Civil service, there's
No,
not a single representative from the department you're probably going to go to. Go take the test. And
just comfortable.
Comfortable clothing. When you take non-civil service tests, that's when they're going to tell you, hey, make sure you wear a suit and tie or a shirt and tie. But even then, I still see people that come in, and those ones that you look dumb. But civil service, come in comfortable. Don't be that guy that come in a full suit to take a test and leave in 45 minutes. No one cares what you're dressed like.
But so once you take the test, probably wait about, I don't know, 6 weeks maybe, the results will come out. Now you automatically go to your, whatever your license says, you go on that list for residency, and then after you go on that list, you can go make a wish list on the civil service website itself, and select different towns and cities in either your surrounding area, like what Alex did. I think Alex did like a circle on a map, whatever hit that circle, he
25 miles.
Yeah, he picked that. Or, I mean, you can take a chance and go to like North Shore, South Shore, Massachusetts, down the Cape, whatever one you want to do, pretty much.
Now, when you say 6 weeks for the results, I would say that was military makeup, right? When you
yeah, so I came out and did the military makeup exam. I actually didn't take the scheduled civil service test. I got out of the Army, and I took my test with all prior service veteran guys that just had recently gotten out. So I think my scores came up pretty fast. For yours, like
I took the test in March of 2019. Yeah, 2019, and I didn't get my results until September 1st. So it took 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months exactly. So it might take a little bit. Now moving on, right? So results come out. You have your residency done. What is the next step for these people that are wanting to be a police officer on civil service?
So the test will come out. You'll do all your selection of what list you want to go on, et cetera, et cetera. And then start checking your emails. If you know your town and city is hiring full-time police officers or even part-time police officers, just keep checking your emails. Check your inbox, check your spam, because civil service is going to email you saying that so-and-so city or town is hiring a full-time police officer. Go to the station or the town hall to pick up an application. Once you grab the application, you want to go home, you want to fill it out thoroughly. Like thoroughly. You want to make sure everything's in there, from references, job history, where you've lived the last, I think it's like goes back 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Same with job, work experience, the last 10 years. If you're a prior service guy, you want to put your DD-214 in there. Make sure that's in there. You want to make sure it's I think it's a -4 copy. You need the one that shows your discharge. High school transcripts sealed. College transcripts sealed.
Even like side schools, like I went to EMT school. So if you went to EMT school or medic school, you have to bring those transcripts and your diplomas as well from those, so your certificates. And if you have your license still, like I don't have my license anymore, they'll probably want a copy of that as well, I'm assuming, to show that you're active. EMT.
They're gonna do do a credit check on you. Make sure your finances are in order.
What if my credit sucks?
So, I mean,
What are they? What are they?
they're looking for to pretty much check your credit for if you're gonna ever like take like a. I think from what I read online, it's like if you can take a bribe, if you can get bribed once you're on the department, if you're gonna be trustworthy enough around large quantities of money. So they wanted to make sure that you're not gonna like pocket money to pay your debt off.
When I went through in Columbus, so I didn't have good credit then, and I asked him. I said, would this disqualify me? He goes, I've never had anybody get disqualified from credit. He's like, but we just really want to see if you're like, $150,000 in debt and you got a drug dealer, you're not going to let him go because he's going to pay you. That's what they're looking for. It's nothing like crazy. So we're through with we're through with the application. They get to the background now. They call your references and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna call your references. They're gonna go to your neighborhood. They're gonna, if you live in like a 3-tenement household, they'll probably talk the first, second floor, or whatever floor you don't live on. They'll actually interview your neighbors as well, your next door neighbors, and see how you are as a person. If you're loud at home, if they ever see you.
Over.
Yeah, if you're bringing people in and out the house. It's all they pretty much go off your character. They're gonna check it out.
So now,
and it's gonna be one detective will be issued like your packet. So it's gonna be one person focusing on yours. Social media is a huge thing. They're gonna go through your Facebook, your Snapchat, your Instagram. Yeah, I don't even know what the social medias are, but they're gonna go through them all. They're gonna scroll back to your first post and read it all. So if you're one of those guys that posts like heavy political things, or like, I don't know, if you post like an anti-police thing or anti-government thing, they're gonna bring it up in your background interview. So just prepare yourself for that, or go back and delete your whole Facebook for your whole process until the academy.
So into the interview. So they call you. They'll set up an interview. That'll be a phone call, most likely, or Transit gave me an email. And then Fairhaven called, right? So I think it's probably going to depend on how many people they're trying to hire. But they're going to schedule your interview. You want to be there 30 minutes prior. Make sure that your suit looks nice, or if you're a female, your formal wear looks good.
Yeah, don't go to these interviews like casual. Wear a suit. At least the most you can wear is a suit. The least you can wear is a tie. I mean, don't go there without a tie, because they're going to look at you already and be like, wow, this kid's not taking it seriously. There's 100 people that want to be in your shoes, so take it serious. I mean, Alex knows more than I do. He's recently done interviews and recently been to police stations trying to get a job, so he knows what people wear and stuff. But I know
I've seen some wild stuff.
I know when I went in at least a tie every single time.
Yeah, every single time that you go to the police station, you should be wearing a shirt and tie. When I went to Fairhaven,
don't go with a beard. Shave face, haircut.
When I went to Fairhaven to pick up my application, I went shirt and tie. When I dropped it off, I actually was not in a shirt and tie, only because I was going to football practice and I was already running late. So I coached Pop Warner football in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and I was on my way there, so I had to drive past Dartmouth, go to Fairhaven, and then drive all the way back, and I was already on a tight schedule. And luckily for me, I just dropped it off at the desk to the dispatcher, and that was it. But when I picked up Transit and dropped off Transit, it was shirt and tie, interview, obviously suit.
Absolutely, 100% interview suit.
So then it's a waiting game after that, right? So now you're gonna wait. They're gonna make their selections.
You want to feel at home at the police station too. When you go there, I mean, obviously, they don't know you, you don't know them, but check the environment. I mean, if you're in there like, wow, you're not getting like a good vibe from the station itself. I mean, there's no harm, no foul if you don't want to continue on the process of that department. There's thousands of departments in the state, so I mean, I know I've heard good things from departments from my academy mates, and I've heard bad things from my departments and from my academy mates. Some guys are still working, and some guys have already left their departments. I mean,
I like Bourne. Bourne was like the most easiest process. Yes, I didn't get a job there, but like everything was good. Like I got missed.
Yeah, the station was nice.
The people were like, I called you that day. I said I feel like at home here. It's weird because I've only been to Bourne like a handful of times.
Yeah.
And like when I got there, immediately, the detectives, they walked me through the whole application and call me if you have any issues. When I got my conditional offer, they were offering to help me find a house to move to. That's the kind of department you want. You want that brotherhood. And yes, they're a small department, so they're going to be close, but a lot of the people there, they're from Bourne. So other departments, they might keep I guess we call them townies together, and like out of people, kind of they don't really blend in. But I didn't have that issue there, and I thought it was pretty cool. And so shout out to Bourne Police Department, Massachusetts, great department.
Like Alex said though, brotherhood. I think for prior service guys, that's what that big thing is you're trying to find after leaving the military. You want to find like that close knit group of people again that you can gel with. I mean, I know for me, when I got out, I didn't miss the military exactly, but I missed like having that close knit group of friends.
Platoon.
Yeah, so I mean, the department I'm at now, I mean, it's great. I mean, I get along with everybody there. It's my relief is great. I mean, I enjoy it. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. It is the best job I've ever had. It's fun every night I go to work. But yeah.
So now we get hired, right? So now we get a conditional letter. So moving on to that, after those steps, you start doing medical stuff, PT tests, the ops like.
Yeah.
PAT.
So once you get your conditional letter, you sign it, and then you still have a few more I mean,
it's not a done deal.
Yeah, you're not. It's not a done deal yet. I mean, you signing that paper saying that you'll take the job, but I mean, you still have a few more steps to go. So you're gonna go to a local hospital or a local pediatrician, and you're gonna do a medical screening. You're gonna make sure your respiratory system's good. You're obviously a drug screening. They're gonna drug test you.
And no, you cannot smoke weed just because you live in Massachusetts and it is legal. Okay.
You can't you can't even smoke cigarettes. So if you're a smoker or use nicotine products, I mean, stop it now. As far as I know, every town and state, I mean, not every town, but every city and town in the state of Massachusetts, you cannot use any nicotine products.
When you do your application, they make you sign a tobacco waiver.
There you go.
So at the day that you sign that paper, if you're a cigarette smoker, you have to stop, like, legally, because if they catch you, say they catch you out in town,
That's it.
you're done. That is it. You're over with.
So yeah, so you're gonna go to the hospital. You're gonna do your drug screening, all your medical stuff. They're gonna make you do. If a military guys, it's pretty much MEPS. I mean, you're pretty much gonna go through a whole list of things with a doctor, making sure you're good to go, making sure your eyesight's good, make sure you're flexible enough to do the police academy. Once you're done with that, you go to the armory. I can't think of what city it's in, but you're gonna go to the Massachusetts Armory and do what's called a PAT for civil service. It pretty much consists of like an obstacle course where you're gonna do a couple laps around it, like an obstacle course. You're gonna tackle a bag. You can do a handcuff simulator.
They got rid of the gun pull.
Oh, okay. Got rid of the trigger pull.
So they used to do 5. You had to squeeze it 5 times in 5 seconds.
Yeah, with each hand. If you go online on YouTube, just type in a Massachusetts PAT, police PAT, and you can pretty much what the video is. It's a pretty old video,
Yeah.
but it's to a T. It's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna hop the wall and do all that stuff. Once you're done with your PAT, you then will be going to see a psychologist, and that was an experience for my part. I got called back to headquarters. They did a group thing with my academy mates who I was going to go to the academy with. We talked one-on-one with a psychologist. We took I think it was 2 psychological tests, and then we had an interview. Once you get cleared from that, I mean, then it's packing time. You're gonna go to local shops in the area. Shout out to Andrea's in Raynor, Massachusetts. Go see Lindsay.
Yeah, go see Lindsay. She'll
take
hook you
she'll
up.
take care of you. She's probably one of the best people that you can go see. For me, anyways, she'll do uniforms, get you all the right gear that you'll need. She won't steer you wrong. For us, anyways, that's the closest place for us.
Yeah.
I know.
It's in Raynor, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So you know.
I know there's another place called AAA up in in the Boston area, I hear is pretty good. But for us, it's Andrews, and go see Lindsay. Don't let anyone else help you but Lindsay. She's awesome. Then for me, I went to my academy. There's a few of them in the state, and I mean, academy is the academy.
Yeah. And they're gonna differ.
Yeah,
the
each
material's
academy's
gonna be
different.
the same, but
Yeah.
the way that they go about things are they're gonna be different. Some might do PT like run every day. Some might not. You might not run.
And now you're going to be going to the academy with non-civil service and civil service departments. You're gonna be going with a bunch of different people, and I mean, for me, I still talk to my academy mates almost daily.
So, non-civil service, the way it works is you'll go to policeapp.com. You're going to register for the town that you're wanting to get on.
Give an example. What's a non-civil service town?
Swansea.
Swansea.
Swansea's I think the closest one. Swansea, Seacon, Dighton.
North Attleboro.
The town I live in is non-civil service. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go on there, you're going to register, do your application, you're going to pay for it, they'll take a test, and then after that it turns into the same thing as civil service. So the only difference is these towns are hosting their own test. These tests I think were a lot easier, except for the Franklin test. I took Franklin, it was like very, very strange. Everything on that test was opinionated. So I'm going to look at the company that did that test, and then any test that company does, I'm just going to stay away from. But hopefully I don't have to do that. So after you take the test, your results come back within 2 weeks. They don't play with those tests. So you'll get them back within 2 weeks. They're going to call you, hey, are you interested on this job? You're going to say yes. They'll tell you to come in. You'll come sign some paperwork. They're going to give you another application. So now they're going to give you the background stuff. So they'll talk to you. They'll give you your background stuff. You'll submit it. They'll call you a couple weeks later. You know, depending on how long it takes them to do your background. Like me, I moved 6 times in 5 years, so good luck trying to find people that are still there, you know?
Now for you, you've done civil service and non-civil service. Do you think their applications are pretty much the same? Do you feel like non-civil service was different?
Different.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the town ones they're a lot less stuff. Like, so, well, even actually really like the civil service itself, like the application online, I mean, it's only like four pages. But those applications are a lot more in depth than the stuff that I've seen from non-civil service. You know, we're talking from like, 4 or 5 pages to, 10, 11, or Fairhaven, I think it was 25. But like my transit was almost 500 pages.
Yeah.
So it's a book, and I sat down and I was even going through that like, do I really want to keep doing this? Like, I'm on page like 200 right now. This is getting ridiculous because you have to submit everything, and you got to.
Some departments are going to want more than the others. You know what I mean? Some are going to want you to go back.
And some are going to not care about things that some departments do care
Absolutely.
about too. So like, just because like, so I didn't get hired in Fairhaven because of an incident that happened in high school, and another department that I talked to is like, we don't care about you getting suspended in high school. That means nothing here. So like, they're gonna differ, especially civil service. But yeah, the non-civil service, they'll do the background, they'll call you in, get your conditional, and then it starts the same process as it does into the civil service. To answer, was it Bonbon's question?
Well, first off, before you got I think you can take the test at 20, but you can't get hired till you're 21.
Yeah.
So that'd be the first thing. You gotta wait.
Massachusetts, you don't need to go to college.
You don't need to go to college. You don't need to be an EMT, and you don't need military. I think non-civil service, some departments require you to either have a bachelor's degree or have at least 4 years of active duty military service. It's one or the other. You can't be not no offense to National Guard or anything like that, but they want either a 4-year degree or a 4-year active duty.
Yeah.
So. Not that won't help you when you go into like a civil service department. You don't need it, but I mean, a veteran status or a degree might help you a little bit. So.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you can take some information out of here. I'm going to be trying to upload a lot more now that I'm not going through all this crazy applications and interviews and stuff like that. I'm kind of just like relaxing right now. My next step is going to be doing the corrections test and the fireman test, which is going to be in March and April of 2020. So wish me luck on that, and till next time, we'll see you guys.